it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I do appreciate your support. Good morning or afternoon. I'm going to have a couple videos maybe come out in the afternoon this week. So whatever it is, I hope you have or have had a good day out there today. Well, it finally happened. It finally happened. I won a Steel Hunter battle. I won a Steel Hunter match. It's the first time I've done that. I think it's the first time ever, actually. I don't think in any other iterations where I only played a couple games here and there that I won. This is maybe my 20th battle or so, something like that, and I finally figured out a way to win. Now, you saw my initial video on the very beginnings. You saw my Steel Hunter fail video where I was just terrible and about to quit, and all of a sudden everything's coming up roses now that I know how to win, right? Because now I'm a dominant, great, excellent Steel Hunter player. No. And the reason I won is because of how good I am at the mode, right? Not exactly. The way I won was sort of hinted at in one of my earlier videos, but we're going to go ahead and get started here and let you see how this goes down.
Let's get this action started.
To be fair, I have learned some things about Steel Hunter. I have learned some things. I do like this tank the best, the Raven, whatever it is, the US tank, because it's fast. I like the little French tank. It's a little bit faster, I think, but it's harder to control, and I have rolled that thing so many times. So right off the bat, this doesn't start out really great because right off the bat I am seeing multiple guys, and then I get kind of in a no-go zone starting right off the bat, and I see this dude, and I start shooting. So here's one thing that I have learned. Several things. I like speed because it lets me get out of the way. Right, with the faster tanks. I tend to have to run away a lot because I'm not as good with the combat piece as I would like to be. Number two, and I didn't really realize this in the earlier videos, but it does answer one of my questions about how guys get upgraded so fast as compared to me. Doing damage gets you experience. So some early jousts with people, provided you can avoid getting killed, gang tackled, rumble stomped, ganged up on, crossfired, much like I am managing to do right here. As long as you can kind of avoid that stuff and get some damage along the way, then you're going to go ahead and start increasing your capabilities, which is really very nice. So I spent a lot of the first part of this game running because I just spawned in a bad spot, couldn't get into any kind of power-ups, and then all of a sudden the tables turn a little bit. Now watch as I shoot this guy. I should get a penetration here. I don't know if that didn't work, but you saw the experience increase as I did a little bit of damage, and really I escape out of that. So that's another thing I learned. You do want to avoid getting anchored. I think you saw that in the last video. It's pretty easy to die early if you get in a bad situation like I did just there with 2 or 3 around you and you try to sit there, anchor with one of them, take them on. The other guy's going to come in there and vulture you, and we'll show you me doing that a little while later. The old kill stealing, as we say. 2v1s where the opportunistic guy comes in and maybe kills both of you off. So from here now, I'm going to start working on some upgrades, and I get into an area where it looks like there's not as many people. So fairly quick upgrades, a little bit of extra experience from the combat. Maybe I should have stuck around. That's probably something that I'll keep looking into, because it really feels like people are able to accelerate quite a bit their upgrades, their tiering on their tanks. But as I said earlier, I like the speed because I can get out of the way. So of course there's 3 guys kind of back there behind me. And we'll head off this way. I'm already up to tier 3. On this map, if I zoom out where I am, I can see the smoke rising above the buildings. Gives me a better idea of where things are. I usually take the faster radar detection power up first with this tank. And then I think I take the speed, and then I get the gun and the armor. Or the armor and the gun, however the case may be there. So working on to tier 4. Now it looks like I'm working near the no-go zones. They seem to be moving in my direction. That's another thing I haven't quite figured out on the maps yet, is if they kind of build on each other or do they randomly start in different places. We'll see if we can kind of watch this map. Unfortunately, the mini-map does not show the whole map. I almost killed myself here, by the way. I'm glad I didn't take any damage. That is something I keep running into in this mode. The maps are pretty cool, but they're not very flat in a lot of places. There's all kinds of hills and valleys and bumps and pieces of rubble piles and stuff. Really easy to turtle or roll yourself on these maps. And it looks like this one did build off the other dead zone there, so I got to bail out of that. And I get a little bit lucky because I find one of these right here. I'm still not super pleased by the randomness factor on this mode, that having things kind of appear in front of you can really be helpful depending on where you are. That is almost pure random luck. Now here's a case of a guy. So here's a case of a guy who doesn't see me, and unfortunately what kind of happens here is, there we go, I missed some of those shots. And you can see that the experience went up, so I grab a little experience by fighting him, and then I bail. Right, I'm not going to sit there and continue to play punchy face with him. I got some experience out of it. It was probably going to be hard to kill him, so let's just get out of there and move on and see if we can't get some more upgrades. Or potentially sneak around and get some free shots on people, which I think is what I look for here. But those two guys are on the move, and I can't really find them, I think. There we go. The bottom area down there is definitely dangerous. There he is. I do find one of them. I try not to go down there. Let's see if we get another shot on him. No, it doesn't look like. I try not to go down there too much, because you just really start getting vultured by all the guys up on the top, and there's usually a couple guys trolling around down in there. So we'll bail out of that and work our way this way, start looking for more of the drops and power-ups. I've got the autoloader going on. Another thing you'll notice is, and you'll have seen that in my video my last video on this, I believe it was Steel Hunter Fail, you will see that I ran out of ammo in one of my fights, and that is really annoying. So pay attention to your ammo, and if you're low, keep looking for the power-ups to get more ammo. So this guy's sitting right here. He's just hiding, it appears to me. So there we go. Get a shot on him. See how the experience is bumping up when you hit him? Grab some experience here, and then he just comes in on you.
You can improve your tank. Do it.
Got him.
Little shot on him there, and now we got to get out. I think I have him because he's 600. I'm trying to get a upgrade going on. I think I grab armor here.
With a bang.
The shot on him. There we go.
Right on the
Another shot, and we get him dead.
Here.
Spin around.
Concentrate. Only 5 left.
Remember, when you kill him, you want to loot the body.
It's time to apply.
I got 2 of them right now, so I'll grab some armor.
This turret is clearly better than your previous.
And now we're a
tracker
pretty
box.
decent tank. We're at tier 6. Gotta try to find a way to get to tier 7. There are only 6 left. Guy's running over there. And again, at this point in the game, I really don't want to get anchored battling somebody, because you just get absolutely jumped on. And unfortunately, I hit X and I find there's 2 of them around here. So if I can entice them to somehow battle each other. I did hit C to reload the autoloader. Alright, there's that guy over there. Can't quite get a shot on him. There he goes. Hit some shots. Front armor's going to be hard to pin. Tried to track him, didn't work. There's the other guy. One of them drops a smoke screen. I hit C to reload, and let's get out of here. And I'm low on ammo. So I've got 9 heat, 13 APCR. That is also something to watch out for. Somebody mentioned it, I think, on the forums. The heat is very problematic in this game, because there's so much spaced armor on these tanks, at least it appears so. And based on how many bounces and shots that get eaten by the armor, that's exactly what I think is going on. So that guy runs off that way. He's going for some drops, and I'm still really low on ammunition. So I'll hit C, I'll go ahead and reload this thing. I also don't have a lot of good powers, right? My number 5, number 6 are not... I drive up on that. That's what I was talking about earlier. There's so many things like that on these maps where you just get caught up on, bump into, roll you over, get in the way, turn into jumps, ski jumps, stuff like that. So we'll keep on working our way this way. There is somebody down there. I'm going to kind of ignore him. I want to work my way to some power-ups where guys aren't in the way. I've kind of got a mind to take guys on if I can, just to get the experience out of them.
Their armor's intact.
Another shot. There's a
Right
shot.
on the money.
There's a shot.
Got him.
And now we just got to get out of here, right? Bit of a dangerous move. The problem with the Revan, whatever this U.S. tank is it doesn't do a lot of damage. Yes, it's got the autoloader when you upgrade it, but it still doesn't hit very hard, and it feels like, to be quite honest, I haven't looked at the DPM or anything like that, but it feels like it's still a bit anemic on the DPM, even though it's got an autoloader going on. Because based on the numbers the other guys are hitting me with, I often find myself losing in those brawling fights. And we got this guy coming at us. It's another fairly well-armored tank, so I'm just going to bail out of this. And now we're getting to the tight portion of the game. There's 5 tanks left, and you can see that the amount of map that is usable is very low. I'm still low on ammo, and I see the airplane drop that's coming in. You can see the airplane flying over, and he's going to kick out the parachute item right there. And that is going to be one of the keys to me winning. I have to get to that. I need some ammo because I'm absolutely hurting on ammo. There's 5 of us left, and there's not much map left either. So we'll come in here, we'll grab this. And that really gives a bunch of stuff. So those drops are really nice. There's a green one over there. We'll head this way. I hit C because I'd used one of my shots. Probably should have done that a bit earlier. And we'll head over tier. We're almost up to tier 7. Almost there. And we have not much map left to use. I'm looking for that spot and I'm thinking, what has happened to it? Now I'm starting to feel like someone got it. And of course there's one up there now. Hit that. And again, I'm going to try to avoid those guys. Now what I'm seeing is 2 guys look like they're in a scrum over here. So I'm going to come up this way, and now I'm going to try to vulture. We're near the end of the match. I avoid that thing I ran into last time. See, I can learn, can be trained. And it seems like maybe one of them died. So it looks like this was the winner. Just come after him and try to hit him. Doesn't work very well. Get a little shot. Nope, bounced. Shoot him inside. He gets a chunk of me.
Right on the money.
One more shot, and now I've got to go ahead and reload. So, run away. One of the things I've learned with this tank, I hit the trap just to try to dissuade him from following me. He takes a couple chunks out of me as I run away. And really, that for this particular tank, that seems to be, at least right now, with the way I know how to fight it, that seems to be the best tactic, is hit and run. And if you're not going to take him down quickly, just get out of there, because all the time spent reloading, he continues to pummel you. So the autoloader is nice for finishing them off if they're weak quickly, much like that one right there who's pretty hurt. It works pretty well for that. But as far as taking on full strength guys face to face, you do not want to do that with this tank. And I missed him, unfortunately. Would be nice to have a 5. If I had the 5, which actually increases your dispersion and aiming time and stabilization. So it's actually pretty nice. Alright, so this is the confusion part in my brain. I'm trying to figure out, holy cow, there is not much safe map left. Not much safe map left, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the one portion of safe map. Looks like that guy has figured it out. He doesn't have a lot of hit points, and he's gone and hidden behind the hill right there. And based on what happens here, I think he doesn't have any idea that I'm closing in on him. There are 4 tanks left, which is actually pretty amazing, and there's only this one little safe spot, and right now I only see one guy in the safe spot. So this is where the autoloader works. Boom, I hit him, track him, just keep pummeling him, and I just out-reload the guy, and I beat him. One more shot, and I lose in there, or bounce or something like that. And I screwed that up because I actually should have stayed and taken the points off of the carcass right there. But since I'm not seeing anybody, I'm wondering what's going on, and it feels like the other guy is stuck somewhere in the red area. So whether he was an active player, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, I don't know. So that was a huge mistake, not actually looting the body of the dead tank right there. And then that's how I end up winning right here, fellas. That's how I end up winning on this particular match, is by default. And you can see the arrow, or the triangle. He got destroyed in the zone over there. And I end up winning simply by being the last guy alive, finding the safe area to be in. So, hey, you know what? I'll take it. It was a win. Finally got one. Lessons learned. I like the faster tanks. It helps me get out of the way. It helps me with the hide-and-seek simulator. The strafing runs, the doing damage to get some experience is important for upgrading the tiering on your tank. Watch your ammo as you run around. Make sure that you have enough, and don't get engagements if you're low. Go try to find some drops or some power-up points and get the ammo and things that you need right there. Look for those opportunities to scavenge or vulture people who are either damaged or in a scrum. If things are looking bad, get out early, vice late, because it is a survival kind of mode. Right? The sitting, just standing and slugging it out is rarely a good idea, because even if you beat somebody in a close fight, often you're so hurt that someone else is going to show up pretty soon, especially if they hit X and their radar goes 2 diamonds together. They know immediately you two are battling it out, and then they're going to make a beeline for that and try to take down the weak guys or both of you. So the longer you're together with another guy battling it out, the more likely the vultures are going to come in and take you out. Also, because your view is only the cone from the turret, realize that it'll be easier for people to sneak up on you, much like I did to that last guy right there, who either didn't hit X or just had low SA. Maybe he'd already done it or something. I don't know if he even knew somebody could come up and over that hill. I didn't. I just tried it, and it ended up working. So there you go. Guido's first win. Hopefully some of those things help some of you guys if you decide to try this. It is, as I said at the beginning of this effort, it would be a steep learning curve. It was frustrating when I was losing. I'm still not sold that it's a great mode, but I have a much better understanding for how to get into that top 10 so you can at least get your 5 points. I think the drop-off of 10 whole players don't get any Battle Pass points is a little steep for this if they want people to keep on wanting to play it, because I have been in the lower 11 to 20 3 or 4 times as I've done this, and that is a bit frustrating to spend 10 minutes or 5 minutes, or maybe it's 1 minute if you get killed early, because that does happen. And then there's the randomness of it. But we'll cover all of this in the last video, on my wrap-up video for this. I just want to let you guys know that I could indeed, even though through a bit of luck, win one of these things. All right. That is all I've got. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you. Wanted to talk about one more thing. You'll notice that I got the results page right here, that I made 66,750 experience and then 60 battle pass. I tripped 2 of the missions, the kill 4 and the damage. I finished because I'd played a couple games before that. So it ended in, I think, 20 for winning, if that's correct. So 2, 4, 60 battle pass points in one battle. That's pretty good. If you can do that, that's a pretty amazing amount of points. So between Steel Hunter and randoms, if you have enough time to play both of those, which there may be a question of that, there are a lot of points available per day while Steel Hunter is around. Again, it's a time sink. It's going to require more time for you to do that, obviously. And then as far as the placing, there I was. So I did 4,000 or so. I got 2 kills. There were a couple people who did quite a bit more damage than I did, but I ended up winning simply by surviving to the end. All right, now that's the end of the video. See ya.